So we've left the forest behind, we're heading for the high tops, but as we do that, as quite often happens in Scottish mountains, we find ourselves in this boggy environment. There's a whole load of stuff going on here, so just in terms of the species and the things that we can see, we've got a whole range of mosses called sphagnum mosses, which suck up huge amounts of water and really almost create this entire habitat. We've got fantastic things like bog asphodel, we've got cross-leaved heath, and a whole diversity of plants which make this peat bog habitat so special. But it's not just the plants and the diversity of plants that make peat bogs so important, it's also what bogs do for us. They're really, really important in the fight against climate change for two main reasons. One is that they lock up carbon, they absorb carbon from the atmosphere and lock it up, and a peat bog which is in good condition can lock up huge amounts of carbon indefinitely, which means that we take it out of the atmosphere and it doesn't contribute to climate change. The other big thing which peat bogs do is absorb huge amounts of water and really slow the flow of water down, which stops the water hammering off the hill and flooding towns, villages, cities further down the hillside. So they do a huge amount for us, as well as being fantastic places for plant diversity. We're getting on well on our climb up the mountain now, and we found ourselves in probably one of the most magical and beautiful places in the mountains. This is a spring flush where water comes out of the mountain itself and creates this rare habitat full of diversity. We can see starry saxifrage, we can see fountain moss, and lots of other really rare mosses and liverworts. This is probably one of the most fragile habitats in the Cairngorms. It can be destroyed by development, and it can also be destroyed by pollution. It seems as if we're miles and miles away from any sources of pollution, but it can get into the atmosphere, it can rain down on the mountains, and nitrogen in the rain can have a devastating effect on habitats such as these. So we need to work hard to make sure that we protect these habitats for the future.